Bam ba bam 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 ba bam 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 ba 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 bam bam ba bam bam. What's up, Scrapyard? I have some crazy news for you guys. About a week or two ago, I finally switched to ALC settings for the first time ever in my entire life. If you want to see what they are and hear my opinion on ALCs, then stay tuned. This video is for you. If you're someone that's been struggling using ALCs, you might want to try these settings out. Without further ado, let's get it. Alright y'all, welcome back. I got a lot to talk about for this video. I already know what a lot of you guys are gonna say, and many people have already said it. Scrap, I thought you didn't like ALCs, blah blah blah. Correct, which is why I'm starting off the video like this. Even though I'm using ALC settings right now, I still don't recommend them. I never will. But when you play this game for 3 years straight on the same settings, it was time to switch it up. This season was my last straw. I was at my breaking point with this game this season. So I had an idea to switch to ALC settings to give me a new challenge to help me keep playing this game. And so that's exactly why I did it. So for a first time user of ALCs, I'd love to share my opinions on it. But of course, for all of you guys out there, whether you listen to my advice or not, you're gonna wanna copy my settings if you're into ALCs. And so here you go, here are my ALC settings. I've never used ALCs in a day in my life. I had no clue what the hell I was doing. But these are the settings that I came to based purely on feel. I didn't go look up other videos. I did it the hard way just like I always do. So again, if you're one of those people that likes trying out different streamers' settings, even though I don't necessarily recommend it, here you go. These are honestly really good ALC settings. And I can say that with pure confidence. If you don't believe me, try it. I've played on the same 7.6 classic settings since season 1 of this game. Any change to my setting would throw me off. But these ALC settings right here, although I'm still getting used to them, I was shooting nuclear missiles my first game with them. And there's a lot that I like about these ALC settings. Just quickly, I wanted to go over the overall feel of my settings. Like I mentioned, I played 7.6 my whole life in Apex, which is very fast sensitivity. I had amazing movement as a result, but my submachine gun shots when I was ADSing weren't as good as they could be. And I think these settings, since I've slowed down my sensitivity just a bit, my SMG shots are way more consistent. My response curve is a 7. I believe 10 is classic. So the lower that I go from 10, the more linear of a feel that you'll have. And I've kind of enjoyed that freedom a little bit. I never want to go fully linear, nor do I ever recommend that. But dumbing down my response curve from 10 to 7 gives you a little bit more of that raw input feel that linear provides, while still maintaining that classic response curve feel. And so that right there was a nice change. You see, I have my dead zone at 1. I've never played dead zone ever in my life, but I figured I might as well put it at 1% just to give me a little bit of dead zone, but obviously nothing overwhelming. As for the outer threshold, not really sure what it does. Obviously it tells you what it does, but it doesn't make sense, especially for someone that's never used ALCs before. So if you guys want to let me know what that means, feel free. But I was told to keep that pretty low, so I have that at 2% and it feels fine. As for my per optics, I haven't really messed with that yet. Maybe I'll get there eventually. I wanted to first worry about the important ALC settings, and I'll worry about the per optic stuff later. Now we get into the sensitivity, my yaw and my pitch. As you know, yaw speed controls your horizontal camera, and pitch speed controls your vertical camera. If you translated my ALC sensitivity to classic sensitivity, I think it'd be somewhere around 5.5, which again is a lot slower than what I previously playing on 7.6 and 6.6 on PC. So I've sacrificed a lot of my movement. If you guys know me, you guys know I finesse the hell out of zip lines. And as I'm getting to the slower sensitivity, I'm not too good with that anymore. So I have sacrificed my movement a bit, but it's nothing drastic. It's not like I'm losing fights because of it. But as a result of that sacrifice, my SMG shots are much crispier than probably they've ever been. And I've always had a really nice shot, as you guys know. But for me, I've always had to hip fire close range, and on my old settings, I'm very good at hip firing. But because my ADS sensitivity was so fast, shooting people at super close range while ADSing with a submachine gun was very difficult for me to track sometimes, and I would have to rely on hip firing, which again was very good. But come this new season, they've nerfed the hell out of SMG hip fire and AR hip fires, and I was losing a lot of gunfights because I was over hip firing. Hip fires are still good, but you have to have the decent attachments in order for it to be very good. Back then, hip fires were consistent no matter the attachments, and that's what I loved about it. That's how the game should be. But they nerfed the hell out of the hip fire, and I needed to find a new way to make my shots more consistent at close range, which is obviously by ADSing. And I think this is what my ALCs allow. If you do try out my settings, or you're at least just interested in them, you're going to find that you're going to have pretty fluid movement. The look sensitivity might be more than what you're used to. It might be a little fast, but it's a good enough speed that it's not overbearing. And so you shouldn't struggle with your hip fire too much. But it is faster compared to my ADS sends. But what I like about my ALCs a lot is, again, my look sensitivity is fast and fluid, but when you ADS, it slows down and it feels so nice and crispy. But again, even my ADS sends isn't that slow. It might be a little faster than what you're used to, but the difference between my look sends and my ADS sends makes for a very smooth transition. I also just use a little bit of extra yaw and pitch for my ADS. I'm still messing with that to see where it takes me, but as of right now, I like where it's at with 20% values for both extra yaw and pitch. I initially had that at 0% for the longest time, but I had major issues with tracking enemies left and right. I would have my analog stick all the way to the right and it would barely move on the screen at all. So my chat told me to turn up the extra yaw and pitch just a little bit, and so far it's done a lot for me. If you want to know what these settings look like in game, well then of course pay attention to the clips that I've been playing, but I'll play a few more without any commentary so you guys can see what it looks like. But once again, I must say I do not recommend ALC settings at all, especially if you're a lower skill player. There are too many things to worry about with ALC settings, too many different settings that if you change one could have a drastic change in your overall aim. So if you are a lower skill player, use the classic settings so you don't have to worry about the BS and you can focus on more important things within the game itself, like your awareness, IQ, blah blah blah. But this video is out there for many people that do use ALCs and might want to try something new. I promise you, you will like these settings, or your money back guaranteed. If you guys do end up using them, then please let me know in the comments how they feel, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. These games that I'm playing for you right now were my first 3 games with these ALC settings. Again, I played on the same settings for 3 years straight. I got bored with the game, went to ALCs. These are my first 3 games with them. You would think that I'd be struggling a lot more. No, these settings are actually that good. Anyways, best of luck, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video.
Let's see what we have over here. Jump drive. Enemy here. Enemy here. Reloading.
Giving my shields a recharge.
Looks like we killed the champion. I thought it would be. Spotted an enemy shield. I spy an enemy.
Recharging shields.
Recharging my shields.
Repairing.
I have eyes on the enemy. Reloading. Shattered an enemy shield. Enemy down.
Contact with target. Grenade, watch out.
A whole squad fell for me. 2 squads left. Now to take the loot off their hands.
See what I'm saying, chat?
Recharging my shields.
You see what I'm saying with the ALCs though? What I have for myself?
1 squad.
What I made? Why would my teammate leave after all that I've done?
Next ring's nearby. Better grab
What?
setting up shop.
What's up, Jared? How you doing? This is my first few hours on these ALC settings. That's how you guys know it works for me.
I've got 45 seconds. I could
That's how you
probably
have to
grab
know
a
it
few more
works for me,
things.
bro.
My favorite kind of loot.
I don't want to hear none
The
of that.
kind
Oh,
that's
scrappy,
all
this,
mine.
that. I don't care what you say. It's working for me. I really wish my teammate didn't die though, or didn't leave. Literally murking
Only
everybody.
30 seconds left. I'd better be smart with it.
Oh, he left? No clue. I think I killed all 6 people there, bro. Why are you leaving? You're getting backpacked right now. It must feel nice.
Tossing jump drive. 10
I
seconds
guess so,
to get to
Bowman,
the
huh?
ring.
Shit, look what I was doing. Look at the pain I was putting in.
I bet we'll find something good here.
Don't play this roof, bro. They're just gonna be playing weird.
Warning.
Don't have my bracelet.
Enemy shield. Grenade, move! Recharging my shields. Enemy shield.
wanted to get that extra damage. See, that's the game right there. That's the game. That's the ALCs that I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling with these ALCs, chat. You can't tell me I wasn't shooting different. It might look the same because, you know, I'm always hitting my shots, but still, it looks good. It feels good. On that note, I'm getting off. That could have been a 20 bomb. I would have had 18 if I got that last guy. Bam, ba, bam, bam, bam. Bam, ba, bam, 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 ba, 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 bam, bam, ba, bam, bam, bam. Bam, ba, bam, 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 ba, ba, bam, bam, ba, bam, bam, bam. Bam, ba, bam, 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 ba, 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 bam.